Welcome back to the Football Today podcast, brought to you by Betfair, who are on your side this EPL season. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy, also known as Ben Chilwell, that started last week. I'm here, as always, by Marcus Bazzano. He's got some speed liners in his head. He's ready to go. How you going, Marcus?
I'm going very good. International's gone.
Thank
Premier
God.
League's back.
Oh.
Thank God. What does the world come to? This early international break? No.
Players getting injured left, right, and centre, which we'll touch on. There's too much football, as I think we've said for a
Only
while.
bad things happen with internationals.
Just get rid of internationals. Have the World
Keep
Cup.
the World Cup and
And everything else is good.
Euros,
I reckon. I
Asia
don't know how
Cup.
they're going to qualify for that one. Today we're going to cover the top football and EPL news, our best Betfair back or lay match bets, which we're going to get into. We're very excited for that. Bit of trivia with Olivia. I just realised that rhymes. There we go.
Ooh.
And finish with some quick fire tips for EPL's Matchweek 4. So we're very excited about that. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Football Today podcast. Follow us on socials, Football Today AU on TikTok and Football Today Australia on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep,
all right.
Smashed it.
Did
There we go.
I go all right there?
Very
Did I go
good.
all right? All right, let's get right into it. Around the grounds, a lot's happened. International break, international injuries. Have we got a few to talk about here, Mark?
There's a couple off the top of my head that I've heard about.
Yeah.
Is two big ones. Martin Odegaard for Arsenal. On crutches.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Coming back, so it looks like with the North London derby this weekend.
Oh.
Him and now Declan Rice.
We'll touch on that.
Will
Yeah,
not feature.
That is brutal that obviously, Declan Rice got a red card, which was pretty funny that we talked about last week. And Odegaard, that's not a good looking midfield
And
now.
another one for Manchester City, Nathan Ake.
Yeah,
in
he
defence as well.
hasn't been starting lately, I don't think. Has he started this season?
Yeah,
No.
but he's a good versatile defender. He's trustworthy, always 7 out of 10. Can play, left back, centre back, anywhere across the back four.
Yep.
So,
No, fair call.
Still.
Talking about Declan Rice, he scored against England. Obviously, scored against Ireland while playing for England. I'm getting him confused because he did start with Ireland.
He did.
Two Irishmen scored for England against Ireland. Can you explain that one for me?
If I was in that crowd, it's like Melbourne derby scenes. I'm storming the pitch. And
You still
having
throwing
go.
a bucket at someone's head or something? Obviously, you've got Jack Grealish, was in the Ireland team back in the day, and so was Declan Rice. I saw they held up snake tifo for the two players before they came out.
I love that.
Ireland were never going to win this even if those two guys weren't playing. But the fact that the two Irish guys scored in a 2-0 win against Ireland is pretty brutal for them.
Yeah, well, 70% of the English team aren't even English.
Yeah.
So they're
just
born
still
in other
players.
countries or they've actually represented other countries.
Well, to be fair, we can't talk as in Australia. Half our team's Scottish.
Yeah, we're all English. So
English or
well.
Scottish, so we can't
Yeah.
talk. But that was pretty funny. Next one I want to touch on. I'm not Harry Potter. Now,
That was funny.
If I'm just
That was
saying that,
funny.
you would go, I don't think a Premier League coach would say this. Yes, they did. Eric Ten Hag.
Guess who?
He goes in an interview where after the game last week, 2 weeks ago, going, I'm not Harry Potter. I'm not magic. I can't fix this team right away. Your job is to fix the team. Obviously, you shouldn't be talking about magic because they are producing nothing near magic.
And he said right away, like, lad, you've been there for 3 years now.
Yeah.
He's just coming across as an even bigger mug than he already was.
Yeah, a muggle. Is that what we're going to go?
Muggle, yeah.
I don't know. I think he is a muggle because he's definitely nowhere near Harry Potter. That sort of just brings up the chat of, should he be there, should he not, which we talked about last week. I think those trophies are just painting over the cracks of what's going on in Manchester.
I don't think anyone wants him to be there except for Manchester United fans.
Do you think all their fans do, though? I don't know about
I think
that.
the majority of fans still believe in Ten Hag and the Ten Hag project, which I don't know what they're saying.
No.
But then again, who is really out there to scoop up as a manager role?
True. Next one around the grounds. Chelsea might move away from Stamford Bridge. I can't believe I'm saying that as a Chelsea fan. You're a Chelsea fan as well.
Yeah.
This would be brutal, and just all that history at Stamford Bridge. They're trying to increase to, is it 40,000 capacity, I'm pretty sure?
It's currently 40,000.
Sorry,
and
more than 40,000.
They want to increase it to more than 40,000. They want like 70,000 capacity stadium, which means
Which
we'll
makes
move
sense,
to Earl Lane.
Earl's Court,
Earl's Court,
which is not that far from where Stamford Bridge
It's actually
is now.
it's actually better to get to for Chelsea fans than Stamford Bridge is, funnily enough. That's only a temporary move if they do that. Because I remember they threatened to move away from Stamford Bridge, and then Chelsea fans
Weren't happy,
riots outside and protests outside the ground.
So that might happen again, but I do understand it because you've got one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
Whereas you compare that to some of the other big stadiums, 40,000 isn't that much.
Like you're missing out so much money from like match day revenue.
Yeah. But then you got the tradition and things like that stadium. And they've been saying they're going to upgrade that stadium since
so
I think
long.
2018, 2019 was like when they said they're going to kick it off. That didn't happen. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But I think there'll be some Chelsea fans riding if that does get kicks off.
Yeah, especially because I think you can, as a fan, you can own a part of the pitch.
Really?
at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, you can own the grass. Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a bunch of fans who own the Chelsea.
I didn't even know
Stamford
that.
Bridge pitch.
That sounds like you can become a lord if you own a bit of grass in Scotland.
Pretty much.
Same sort of
same
Lord
energy.
of Stamford Bridge. I don't mind that. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Finally, as Aussies, we'll talk about the Socceroos, the men's national team. Lost to Bahrain last week in the international break. Then I'm like, all right, Socceroos.
In Australia.
We get to play Indonesia. That was in Australia against Bahrain. That was brutal. All right, that was just a one-off, we'll say. Then we play Indonesia, who are 123rd ranked in the world or something like
33rd.
that. 33rd. Oh, 133rd, even worse. And we don't even score a goal against them, 0-0 draw. So we haven't scored a goal against Bahrain or Indonesia. What is going on in men's football, Marcus?
No clue. The two easiest teams in our qualifying group.
For the World Cup? Yeah.
Have China, Saudi Arabia, Japan, and I think that's it as the other teams. So they were the easiest ones, and, we can only sneak a point. Not very good signs, and a lot of calls for Graham Arnold out, including myself.
I think Aussies should, steer away from Ten Hag out and just get onto the Graham Arnold out, because you've been saying this for a long time. We got a little bit lucky in the World Cup, have performed well in the big tournaments, but at this rate, we're not even going to make any of the big tournaments, which is brutal for a team, I think, on paper is pretty good. You got Irakunda coming through, you got some young guys coming through.
We were 24th ranked in the world.
Which is great.
And comparing to these nations, Bahrain, who I mentioned, were mid-60th.
Yep.
And then obviously Indonesia 133rd.
Yeah. The only good thing about Indonesia would be that Bali away trip if they ever played it. Like
true,
Victory did back in the day that I was talking about.
We should have went. We should have went.
Next time there's Bali United versus an Australian team, we're going to that and doing a bit of content over there, I reckon. All right, that's around the grounds. I don't want to talk about the Socceroos anymore. Let's get into our best back or lay bets for the EPL for Matchweek 4. Thanks to Betfair, the only place to back or lay bet in the EPL. So very excited to work with Betfair on this one, and there's some really good odds here. So I'll start with you, Marcus. What's your favourite back bet this week? My
favourite back bet would be probably just Aston Villa.
Yeah.
I think that's calm against Everton. I think that'll be a comfortable victory. $1.54. I believe it's at Villa Park as well.
It is, yeah.
So they haven't been great to start the season, Villa. They haven't been bad either, but Everton have been atrocious. So that's one to just tick right away.
Yeah, I think you can just lock that in. That could be $1.01 in my book. And we're going to... That's going to haunt us, I reckon, saying that. But surely Villa get over the line.
Everton victory.
Yeah, I'll go my other back one. I'm going to back both teams to score in Brighton versus Ipswich. I know that sounds a little bit risky, but that's $1.90 with Betfair. Brighton are averaging 2 goals per game. They're absolutely flying. Similar to last season, their first sort of 10 games of the last couple of seasons have just been awesome, and they've started again really well. Ipswich have scored against Fulham and Man City the last 2 games. A lot of teams like to play really attacking, and Ipswich, I know they're not going too well, but they drew with Fulham, and they've scored a couple of goals the last couple of games. So I think both teams to score. Brighton will play really attacking to try and get like a 3-1 win. I don't even mind the over 2.5 goals, which is a different bet, but I'm going both teams to score. People might go, Ipswich, but scored against Man City. So
lucky, they can definitely find the back of the net.
Yeah.
Talented, like Liam Delap, who was formerly City.
He scored last game,
Sammy Smodics, who scores bags of goals in the championship every year. Yeah, they can definitely find the back of the net.
Yeah, so I'm definitely staying away from Ipswich to win, but just in terms of get on the score sheet, and then I think Brighton might score at least 3 themselves. So both teams to score there. What's your other bet to back here?
I'm going to find a bit of value here in the back bet, and I'm going to go, I actually really fancy the draw between Wolves and Newcastle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I just haven't, even though Newcastle have got 7 points from the first 3 games, I haven't been impressed with them.
They've been a little bit shaky compared to the form suggests.
They played Southampton, and then they were poor against Bournemouth. They were lucky to draw that game. Yeah. And then they shouldn't have beaten Tottenham. I think Tottenham was a better team. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, they haven't been great, and Molineu's a tough place to go. Like, forget the Chelsea fixture. Even before that Chelsea fixture. 6-2,
yeah. That's why I'm a bit worried about this bet, but I don't mind it.
I think Gary O'Neill is a decent coach. Defensively, I think he can keep them stable for a 4-1-1 or a 0-0.
Okay, yeah. So, what's that, $3.90?
$3.90.
Don't mind that. All right, my other one I'm going to back is, I can't believe I'm saying this on the podcast. Every time I say the words Chelsea to win on a podcast, we lose.
Come on.
It's going to change, starting with this partnership with Betfair. Chelsea head-to-head versus Bournemouth at $2.08. Chelsea unbeaten in their last 5 against Bournemouth. Last time we did go to, is it Vitality Stadium? Is Bournemouth? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Vitality Stadium. It was a 0-0 draw, but I just think Chelsea have a bit more firepower in attack. If Chelsea get a couple of goals, I don't back Bournemouth, the Cherries, to score a couple of goals. They got no Solanke. Only reason they won last week was just because Everton forgot how to play football when they were down 2-0 in the 86th minute. Chelsea are a much better team. As a Chelsea fan, I'm going, we should be penciling this in for a win. I know the last couple of seasons you can't say that, but $2.08, Betfair, I'm really keen to back that.
Bournemouth have a good coach. They have a good manager. Yeah. Which is a little bit troublesome. But I remember 2 seasons ago, when we had João Felix on loan, where we finished like 12th that season, we actually beat Bournemouth at the Vitality.
We did,
in that ground, and that was towards the end of the season, really spurred us on to the end of the campaign. So I think definitely win there.
I think a big win here would bring a lot of confidence to Chelsea, and I think we can. $2.08. I just want to take that on. I think it should usually be a lot less just because Chelsea is so inconsistent, but I think we can bounce back after the Palace loss. All right, having a look at the other side, what's your favourite bet to lay? So going against some teams here.
I think we've mentioned this, and I probably stole it from you, in all honesty.
That's all right.
Laying Arsenal at $2.34 against Tottenham.
Ooh.
Obviously, Tottenham's ground, so we want Tottenham to win or the draw for that to happen at $2.34. So
usually I'd call you crazy, but there's a few injuries going around. So
few big outs for Arsenal, couple big ins for Tottenham. Mickey van der Ven and Dominic Solanke are back for Tottenham.
Ooh, okay.
Out goes Odegaard and Rice for Arsenal. So their midfield depth is very lacking. They're probably going to have to bring Havertz from striker into the 10.
With no Odegaard and Rice, who's their starting midfield, do you think?
I think it's going to be Jorginho, Partey, and then Havertz at cam.
Okay. That's not too bad, but it sort of tinkers with their structure a little bit.
And then the front three, probably Martinelli, Trossard, Saka.
Yeah. That's not too bad, but I don't mind that. Arsenal, because I think it could be a draw. I don't think it's going to be an Arsenal win. I wouldn't mind even just backing the draw, but laying against Arsenal, don't mind that.
I wonder what over 2.5 goals is as well. Because,
we can have a look at that.
Last season, the high scoring games, both of them.
Yeah.
Arsenal won 3-2, and the other game was a 2-2 draw as well. So they both went well over the 2.5 goals.
I'll quickly have a look at that. The over 2.5 goals with Betfair, if it loads. Here we go. So we got $1.62. So that's actually not too bad if you want to have a look at that one as well on Betfair to back that one. All right, my lay bet. My first one, I got two. I'm loading up here this week. Fulham at $2.58 against West Ham. So I know this is a risky one. I'm saying that West Ham are going to draw a win. West Ham haven't been in the best form in terms of their points on the table, but they beat Palace away, which I don't think is any easy feat. Selhurst Park is really hard place to play at. They hit the bar twice against Manchester City.
Yep.
I know it was a 3-1 loss, but they actually could have been a draw. If Haaland wasn't playing that game, they could have won. Haaland just pulled some goals out of nowhere. He's an absolute cheat code. So I think they generally could have played a lot better against City. Yep. And then Fulham have only won one of their last 4 home meetings against West Ham. So I'm leaning towards West Ham in this one. So that's why I'm laying Fulham at $2.58. Yep. The other one I'm going to go with is laying Leicester City at $6, which I was surprised about, versus Crystal Palace. Another risky one. Palace have won 4 of the last 5 home games. Leicester haven't beaten Palace at Selhurst Park since 2019. So I know they obviously won in the league last season. They were in the league the years before that. Yep. But $6, for just a Palace or draws, laying Leicester, I think is a really good bet. They've struggled so far, coming into this season. They've scored a few goals, Leicester. Yeah. I just think their structure,
especially on the road as well.
On the road, Selhurst Park's a really hard place to play. Yep. Crystal Palace haven't even hit their sort of straps yet. I think Mateta hasn't even really scored in the league. He's scored a couple in the EPL Cup and things like that. So I think he's going to fire up, and then Eze's been really good. So I'm going to back Palace there, but laying Leicester at $6. Don't mind that one.
I like that. Plenty of value.
Yeah. All right, I think that's it. That's our back or lay bets for match week 4 of the EPL, thanks to Betfair, the only place to back and lay bet on the EPL this season. All right. Bit of fun here. We've gone from some bit of serious stuff with the betting, but that was really good.
Let's have a bit of fun.
But let's have a bit of fun here. Trivia with Olivia. That just rolls off the tongue very nicely. Oof. What do you got for us this week, Olivia, with some EPL trivia?
How many goals has Harry Kane scored for England? I reckon we have 2 goes each and we'll see how we go.
Oh, why do I know this?
100th cap. So let's see.
Oh, 100th cap. Yeah, true. I'm going to say, is this way too high? I was going to say 68.
Oh, that's close. I was going to go on the 64.
Oh. Liam, you're actually right. 68.
Yeah! I don't know. I knew it was in the 60s. I just guessed 68.
So that's very good.
Yes! Come on.
I saw that stat not long ago. Because he overtook someone recently.
Oh, geez. I did not think I was going to get
Wow,
that. There we go.
very good.
There we go. That's
You
why they
deserve
call me
the points
stats
on
guy.
that one.
No,
I'll give you
that was lucky.
I'll give you that.
I knew it was like between 60 and 70. I don't know why.
Who said this man doesn't know ball?
There we go. There we go. A lot of people,
Come
but
on.
there we go. I'm happy with that one. I don't know if I can contain myself after that. I might have to reset. No, I'm joking.
That was good.
Let's go. All right. Quick fire match week 4 predictions to finish off the show. I'll read them out and then we'll both give our predictions. Southampton versus Manchester United. Oh, Man United.
Everything in me wants to go Southampton or a draw. But
would
I
be
have
funny.
to go Manchester United.
You know what?
Southampton are just that bad.
I'm going to draw because
I like that.
Man, you have
I like
been
it.
so bad, and it's the funniest result.
It is the funniest result.
Next one, Liverpool versus Notts. Surely Liverpool.
Liverpool. They haven't conceded a goal.
Haven't conceded a goal yet, exactly. So I think we've got to go Liverpool there.
Had a very easy start of the season though.
Yeah, but still, even
well,
Man City have conceded a few goals, so that's a bit of an interesting. Yeah. All right. Man City versus Brentford.
City.
Easy.
Haaland hat-trick, question mark?
What, the 3 in the first 4 weeks?
Well,
That'd
no,
be
he's,
nuts.
you know, I heard somewhere that if he continues on the trend he's on now, he will end the season with 88 goals.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What's the
'Cause
record? The
he has-
record's like 40 or
He
something.
beat the record like not long ago. It was like 36, I think.
Yeah,
something
36,
like
that's
that.
right, yeah.
And he's on
88
track for 88 because he's got 7 in 3 games.
That's a great year in the AFL. They would win the common medal in the AFL.
sure.
Oh, my God. Fulham versus West Ham.
Oh, that's a tough one.
It is. You love a draw usually.
Yeah, we'll go back and draw.
I'm going West Ham. I think they're the better team there.
Yep.
Crystal Palace versus Leicester.
Palace.
I'll go Palace, yep. Brighton versus Ipswich.
Brighton.
Surely Brighton.
Well,
I reckon like a
Ipswich can
3-1.
show something.
Yeah, they can score a goal, but they're not going to. They're not going to get that close. Aston Villa versus Everton, as you said already.
Aston Villa.
You're back in Aston Villa all the way at Villa
Easy.
Park. Bournemouth versus Chelsea.
I'll go Chelsea.
I've backed Chelsea in
Back
the
the boys.
Betfair bet, so let's get around them there. Let's go Chelsea. Tottenham versus Arsenal, the big North London derby.
The only good game from the weekend.
I know, there's a lot of one-sided games here.
Yeah,
Tottenham-
there aren't.
so
too many
make sure
good
you
games.
watch it. 11 p.m. Australian time, which is beautiful.
Very good on a Sunday night.
Yep.
Prime
Prime
for
time.
those who have work in the Monday morning.
Well, you don't sleep on Sunday nights when the EPL's going.
true,
Anyway. Either do
true.
I, to be fair.
This is tough. I'm gonna go a draw.
Draw, I will go Tottenham. Why not? I reckon they're going to get a win. Ange has been copping a lot of stick.
Well,
from,
Alex is listening to outside.
yeah,
He's
he
gonna
is.
come in. And
Yeah, there's a few Arsenal
throw
supporters
hands.
behind me. Last one, Wolves versus Newcastle. I think this is a really tough one as well.
A tough one as well, but I love a draw, so I'll back a draw.
Another draw? You've had about 6 draws. I'll go Newcastle. I don't think Wolves are hot. They lost 2-6 to Chelsea. Come on.
Yeah, I
Can't
know,
be
but
winning that.
like they've got something there.
They got something there.
They do. They got Cunha, who's a baller.
Oh,
Defensively, they're a bit solid.
ball
although
is
they
a
lost
strong word.
Kilman.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're cooked. I think I'm going to go Newcastle there. Ishak hat-trick. How about that?
He might not be playing. Apparently. He told people who have him.
Callum
in
Wilson.
He told people who have him in FBL to possibly trade him out.
He said that. Oh,
He said
there you
that,
go.
yeah.
How many? Actually, that's another topic. How many like Premier League players have fantasy? Because Haaland told
I reckon all of them.
all these YouTubers in a video to captain him. So I reckon Haaland plays EPL fantasy.
I reckon 85% of them play fantasy.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you reckon they would always pick themselves? That's a bit cocky, but
I don't know. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Put yourself captain every week.
yeah, that'd be good as.
Yeah.
That'd be good fun. Well, not if you're like a really crap player, but anyway.
It's better to back yourself in fantasy than betting, which Ivan Toney and Sandro Tonali. know all
True.
about,
Yes, you
so-
can do fantasy, but don't bet on your own yourself. But we can have a bet with Betfair. That's all good. All right, that
sure.
was our quick fire Matchweek 4 predictions. So we might have to rename that just to Matchweek 4 predictions next
I
time.
think so.
That's the final whistle for football today. Brought to you by Betfair. Check out some of the fun football videos we're doing all over the socials. We're doing some EPL, bit of Matildas for you Aussies out there as well. Check out all the socials. Send in any questions, any comments. We'll read out on the show. I think that's it. Thank you very much, Olivia, for the trivia question. That just rolls off the tongue very nicely every time. Thanks, Gerald. Thanks, Marcus.
Thanks, that's guy.
Thanks to me, and that's another episode of Football Today done. We're out. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.